kuzimulika vile ambavyo tunaviita vivutio vya utalii ili tuweze kuwafikia yale malengo ya kaunti yetu. Hoteli zetu zitakapopata wageni, hata wale vijana wanaocheza sarakasi, hata wale wadada wanaosuka nywele, tutaweza kupata ajira ambayo imekuwa ni kilio cha taifa nzima. Tukiweza kuweza Mombasa, basi tutaiwezesha nchi ya Kenya na tutaliwezesha bara la Afrika katika kutega uchumi na kuwa na maendeleo endelevu katika kontinenti yetu. Kwa hayo mengi machache, niweze kuwapongeza tena na niwape moyo na niwahakikishie ushirikiano baina ya serikali ya William Samoei Ruto na Swahili Port Hub kwa minajili ya kustawisha na kuwawezesha watu wa Pwani. Asanteni sana, Mwenyezi Mungu atubariki sote.
Asante. Mimi pia nilikuwa nataka kucontribute dakika yangu moja kwa yule dada pale, maana namuona anawashwa. Ongea hiyo swali yako, usiende na dukuduku dadangu.
Sorry, so before I give it to her, Vincent, we have 3 questions in the crowd. If we conclude, if we can please allow all the 3 of them to ask the questions. And as I transition to the next speaker, I would like to comment on something. Senator Chesang talked about the Jitume program and having digital literacy trainings happening down to the community level. This week, if I'm not wrong, between Tuesday and Wednesday, we actually received 50 computers from Konza, and this is going to be one of the spaces that we offer the digital literacy trainings. And to comment on the heritage bit, on Wednesday I was actually moderating a session on heritage, and we had actually partners in the program, someone from ICROM, Italy, and then we also had someone from Tanzania and other members from Kenya, and a number of people in the audience, including our very own Kalkidan, who is from Ethiopia. One of the major critical components was heritage. And for a long time, as you talked about, it is one of the discussions that were around there is how do we value heritage? And the whole conversation was in relations to commercializing heritage. But for us to commercialize heritage is for us to actually be proud of the heritage that we come from. Unfortunately, one of the major problems that we have, because when we talk about the coast region, there's one very common factor, and that is the Swahili culture. And the Swahili culture is not a tribe, it is actually an experience. And an experience that is not just practiced in Mombasa, but rather from the whole Swahili coast of Eastern Africa that starts from Somalia all the way to Mozambique. And there's a lot of similarities to that. When you give reference to Zanzibar, it is the fact that they've held on to that value and they're able to show it to the world. That's why people go practice it. It trickles down to us as people. And unfortunately, most of the Kenyans around, especially the coastarians, are not even able to have this conversation in Swahili, which is one of the very critical components that maybe we could even be having this discussion right now in Swahili. Like, look at our very own senator who's speaking very fluent Swahili. I was born and bred in Mombasa, but unfortunately, I cannot speak that Swahili. And it's not because I don't speak Swahili. It's just the fact that psychologically we are wired that when we are in a formal setting that we have to speak English and not Swahili. And there's that ripple effect that it creates in turn in a lot of our practices. But as long as we do not go back to our heritage, we don't go back to our heritage practices and actually value what we have, when we're able to do that, there's a ripple effect to our, that it creates to our economy as well. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. First and foremost, I want to appreciate the senators who are here. Mine is not a question. My name is Samir Abdallah, Principal Likoni, TVC. Thank you, Mheshimiwa. I want to tell you what the government is doing about Jitume project. We in Likoni Technical and Vocational College are also a beneficiary of Jitume project through Konza Technosol project. Right now I am doing, I'm finishing with the infrastructure so that we can have the 100 computers and internet connectivity, so that we are not only going to train the students, but also the community and wafanyi biashara wengine wote. Watakuja tuwafunze na waanze kufanya biashara kutumia internet. Again, there was a question about innovation. I want to say this. In Tibet, where I come from, I also sit in as the chair of innovation and research. in TVET. Right now, those of you who went through the robot competition, that is our brainchild. We have robot competition every year at the regional levels and up to international, and we send our students to international. Last year, Kenya was number 2 and 3 in robot and innovation. Again, we also have innovation competitions for universities and TVET institutions. So the young people around here, join us and we can innovate and we can take you to the next level. Thank you very much.
Okay. Kwa majina naitwa Sabrina Mapenzi na leo niko na swali kwa mama yetu Miraj hapo. So niko na group inaitwa Leave No Youth Behind. It's a CBO and we majorly we like girls, young mothers, most especially from Mwakirongi. So the past week I've seen girls getting into technology and it's so beautiful. Now I would ask you, kama wewe mama yetu uliokaa kwa hiyo kiti, unawezaje kushika hawa wasichana ambao wako huko kwa hizo communities ambao hawajui chochote kuhusu technology? We have many good ideas venye tumeelezea hapa, mambo ya nazi imekaa long, it hasn't been any. Hizo inventions wale wasichana ama from those communities ambaye hazijakuwa tapped on. You see, if we get those, yani us holding their hands, kama wewe mama yetu, ama labda uko na mikakati ambaye ziko zinaendelea, maybe sisi wengine hatujui. Asante.
My name is Kenneth Kibet from Konza Technopolis, and I just wanted to mention briefly about Chitume program that my sister here has talked about. It's an opportunity for the youth. I think here we have supplied computers. We've established a lab here at Swahili Port, and we are doing it across the country. It's a program that was initiated last year. It's championed by the president. It's an opportunity for the youth to access digital infrastructure in terms of getting a computer and being able, which is connected to an internet, to be able to access an online job. So I think for the youth, you have an opportunity. We are rolling it out across the country. I think legislators are aware that we are working with the National Assembly to establish 1450 centers. I think Chair ICT Committee had mentioned in every ward across the country. And this is to bring the resources close to the community. So it is a great opportunity. Already we are doing training in different institutions for phase 1. We commenced training in September we want to do basic computing training and being able to assist the youth to open an account for online job and earn an income out of it. We have intermediate level and we have also advanced level, which is coming up. So I think the youth in every community, be on the lookout for an opportunity. Please utilize them, because we don't want again to set up labs that will not be utilized. Let's use the resources that have been availed by the government, and we should be able to see that you are able to earn an income from the job, because you know the youth have the skill and the prowess to utilize the internet. To the legislators, the second thing is that I think in terms of what you've mentioned, I think you need to help us more in terms of legislating for the youth, particularly in terms of protecting the startups. Because I think one challenge is people could come up with startups. Mheshimiwa talked about toothpicks, for instance. So startups may not be able to compete with giants in the market if we do not provide a legislation that protected them. Because if we are getting most things imported easily into the country, then it becomes difficult for our startups, really the youth, to be able to grow in the market into commercialization. So I think we really need to see areas of protecting our startups by maybe a little bit difficult for people to import everything. The things that we can do here, let's do them here. Let's provide a policy that can really protect our startups. Otherwise, I thank you very much, and God bless you.
So 2 more questions before I take it back to Vincent.
Thank you so much. My name is Esther Nyambura from Big Ship, and mine is not a question, it's a comment. I would like to really appreciate Senator Shakila's idea on the water box. Honestly speaking, if I had money, I would invest in that. Number 2, my other question goes to Senator Alan. Is there a possibility of you trying to encourage technology into environmentalism? Because we are working in an organization where we are trying to incorporate technology into our climate actions, and it is a really hard task. So is there a way where you can try to influence that?
Last question.
My name is Robert, and maybe to the legislators and the people running the government's institutions. So the government is doing a good job to put things on the ground. But then you have so many institutions doing like the same thing. Example is Konza Technopolis. What they are doing, same thing is going on with Ajira. And yet these resources can come back together to be more utilized better. And to the legislators, I think, can we merge some of these institutions, because they do basically the same things, but you find people end up having to, I don't want to say waste, but they have to waste so much money and waste so much time going to these institutions. Yet if they were merged together, more resources will be utilized. Thank you.
Haya, mimi nilikuwa na swali pale la young mothers. Kwanza ningependa kukujulisha ya kwamba niko na bili yangu ambayo nimeipeleka bunge ya Child Parent Care and Protection Bill. Katika hii sheria inalazimisha serikali kuu kuweza kuwaregesha shule wale watoto ambao bado wako na umri wa kusoma, kwa sababu ni haki yao ya kikatiba kuweza kupata elimu. Pili, inashirikisha gatuzi zote 47 za taifa la Kenya liweze kuestablish care centers ambao wale watoto wachanga ambao wamezaliwa na wale watoto wenzao wataweza kuangaliwa ili mama zao waweze kurudi shule. Hii ni kuashiria ya kwamba niko na moyo, na kwa sababu hata mimi nilikuwa child parent, niliweza kuzaa katika
Okay.
There's one more question. Ambaye niulizwa, unajua naibu wangu anafunza Kiswahili lakini nikushika sijashika sana.
Senator, hapa class itabidi urudi na utoe fees alafu ingie remedial, si ndio? Remedial class. So let us give them a round of applause. We are coming to a close, but I would like us to close in a style. June wanted to say something. Maybe June, you could join us here. Yeah, so you can say something you wanted to share, then we will give awards and then we'll close.
I think mine is just to appreciate our leaders for gracing this occasion and most importantly for encouraging us. Are we feeling encouraged? Great, a lot is being done, but we need a more coordinated approach to different efforts. Again, speaking to the issue that one of our participants did mention, that probably they're fragmented and maybe the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. It's high time we pull together and see how we can forge forward. Technology is amazing. We need to move from technology for the sake of it, but for technology for good, right? So we are talking of technology-enabled services. The government is investing heavily in county aggregation parks, and if we do not on how technology coconut from Tanzania. One of the leading coconut company, I can't remember their name, they're in the supermarket. Yes. To start processing coconuts. I had a chat with him.